Hello, you wonderful people, and thanks for coming to the Blockbox. Here we are with some more Danganronpa. And last episode, Sakura was killed. Gasp. I mean, yeah, we thought Hina was gonna die or something. But actually, before this starts, I have a theory that I'm going to propose because of some things that happened. So, I actually am gonna just say this outright. I think Sakura commits suicide. Just because the door, well, number one, I'm gonna say the how, because like the door, it wasn't locked or anything. There was a chair placed on her side. So like, who would have access to that? I mean, it could be explained, but that's my immediate theory. And also
let me rephrase this. I think I understand what you're saying. I said this before. I think Sakura committed suicide so that Hina could be the blackened.
Well, oh yeah, either that.
What was the thing that made them in common? They both were at the laboratory and they found poison. You can put the poisons inside of a protein shake. She drinks it while she was there. So if we can find a protein shake somewhere, that means it was poisoned.
But at the same time, yeah, and of course it would be a how, because she wouldn't want to kill anyone, and if anyone tried to kill her, then they would become blackened. But
yes, but that's the thing. Sakura put the poison inside of the protein shake, or either she made Hina put the poison in the protein shake. Yeah. She took the protein shake, making Hina the blackened.
Also, I could just see it just being like there wasn't a black in this round, because if we're on chapter 4, like we're coming down to the wire here. There's not a lot of like people that can just hide. So I think it could just be Sakura that said, and that's it. I'm saying that's a reasonable.
No, but then the trial cannot happen. There has to be a blackened.
Maybe. But yeah,
if it's just Sakura, then who gets executed?
No one.
Exactly.
You really think that Monokuma would let the trial go without any execution?
Maybe he'd execute Sakura again.
No, that just doesn't work.
Kill her.
Griffin, at this point, I'm going to say it again. You're overstepping some information right here. It cannot happen.
But just one thing that kind of is a flaw to like the whole Hina and Sakura, or Hina being the blackened, is that like the chair was on the door. Like, how do you explain that if it was Hina?
Because she did suicide, but she made Hina get the poisons. Then she did it. And she sat down, took the protein shake, maybe threw it somewhere. We don't know where it is.
Yeah, it's right there.
And then that's it.
It's glass. Okay. Still doesn't exactly explain the chair, but we'll find out. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The victim is Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. Body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. Oh? No other injuries were noted. That's new.
Okay.
At some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood, so that would be poison, I presume.
Yep.
Who hit her in the head? I think the case this time might be a challenge.
What's that?
So...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And the door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room.
Exactly what I was proposing.
Okay, hold on. Can I just say, when it comes to poisons, there are some poisons that make you act and react, where you commit self-harm thinking that it could like help out, but it doesn't. So maybe Hina like used her own fist like against her head.
You mean Sakura?
Yep.
Okay.
I know, I did this all the time, guys. I'm sorry.
Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door.
So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in and out till he broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words...
This is a classic locked room murder.
Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of a thing a lot of in mystery movies or books or whatever. Could it really happen in real life? Right before our very eyes like this?
Hey.
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails?
Sure, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. That simply means the killer commits the crime and then, through some special method, seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations.
So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. If you push a switch and it fires a handgun, you shoot an arrow through the gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it.
Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up.
What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend to show up along with everyone else, and that's that.
Which is impossible because Hina came to us first, and then she gathered everyone to go, or to find here. Or to,
No, I'm gonna say this.
Although-
I know I sound tunnel vision. Don't go tunnel vision.
Although
Yeah.
because imagine this, when we were so focused on Sakura's body when we found it, so when Hina left, someone could have slipped out of the room
That's
and
true.
then gone and been found by Hina. So you
Yeah.
never know.
So we know it couldn't have been. By that logic, and if it was this type of locked murder, it can't be Hina in this scenario. But there could be more.
In this scenario only.
If this is what happened.
Possibly.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all.
Not a locked
In
room.
other words,
By that I mean there was actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see that a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible.
You think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. When it comes to locked room mystery, those are the basics.
So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
I mean, is there a vent somewhere?
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial.
Someone vented.
Someone vented.
Toko vented. They seem sus.
But right now, I can't really say.
I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, so I figured that out. Truth behind Sakura's death was hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Alright, start with Sakura's body. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in his chair. It's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. I can see a trace of blood on her lips, that's for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries.
Status of Sakura's body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Maybe her getting on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood.
Not a chance.
But Byakuya,
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed to the most interesting location.
interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree?
No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Poison, bruh! There's a bloodstain from the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? It doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died?
Magazine shelf bloodstain has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Maybe that's where she vomited blood. Some stuff here. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle.
Glass shards on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
There's not
Huh?
gonna.
There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. What?
figure on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. Remember, those were inside the bottles.
What? That's familiar. Where did we see that last time?
When we walked in this room.
Poison.
Oh.
wait.
Oh, well, no, we saw because there's the bottles that are on that what's it called? The
right up there.
That there.
Oh, right
Four
there.
red bottles lined up on the shelf. Inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle.
Huh?
You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that?
Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is a version of that, a Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
How do they do that? The ship in the bottle? Do they put the thing inside before they completely encase the bottle?
I think so.
Okay.
I think there's two ways. There's also using like those grapple things, like where you pincers, whatever. Shit. I don't know.
I feel like I'm finally
Where you place it inside instead, like you have to be really steady.
I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. Monokuma bottles sing on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as bottles. Which mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? Oh, the shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are...
That makes sense.
Well, she was hit on the head, so I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Maybe. Let's talk to people.
Get the napkin. Get the napkin!
Well, I
There
will,
is
but
a
I want
napkin.
to talk to everyone first in case it like forces us out without talking to everyone.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away.
He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I better go away before he crushes my soul completely.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her.
Well, I mean, Hiro called her ogre, but I don't think he hated her. He just was slightly intimidated.
You agree with me, don't you, Makoto?
Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more.
Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the
What?
room. After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But then I saw her again after that. She told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked him to meet her in the rec room by noon.
Oh.
By noon. The Monokuma file said she died right around then.
I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry. That she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I stopped her by force even, this would have never happened.
Hina. It's almost impossible not to have regrets, I know.
Aoi's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, she asked them to come to her rec room at noon. Same time and place she ended up dying. Might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Okay, we'll talk to Kyoko and then we'll go back to...
However...
We'll talk to Byakuya.
But for Sakura to have been killed...
Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand?
They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
And she said, did they get the upper hand is the question. Okay, we'll talk to Byakuya, but let's see what's over here. And then we'll get to Naku.
We already talked to Byakuya.
Well, because Aoi wanted us we wanted to talk to everyone again, just to confirm what Aoi said.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty.
Hey!
Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you.
I know. So this protein can... It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. Reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. She must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange.
Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? That's you.
Oh, shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside. Yeah, but oh, and the thing is above the glass, though.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it.
What? Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it.
Yeah, and that's by the door.
It seems so odd, but like maybe someone. I mean, for the easy reference, this is not the case, of course. Maybe someone knocked it.
I feel like it'll become an important clue later on.
Maybe during the trial. Important clue. I'm not sure I see how.
Empty protein drink has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
So maybe whoever was the killer messed with that for a bit. We'll talk to. Yeah, I want to see if he has anything different.
What?
Oh.
What do you want? You're bothering me.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Make it quick.
Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room?
So, you found out. Interesting.
Then it's true.
I did receive a note to an effect. Yeah. But that fool would do what it said. Or risk being killed by that monster.
So you didn't go see her?
Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all.
Byakuya said you didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept that as fact. So we'll see if he contradicts himself, because if he says, because it was highlighted, it said I have not seen her today. So maybe if he brings that up in the trial, that'd be interesting.
Come on.
Who knows?
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Rude. Byakuya's account has been added to the truth bullets.
Okay, let's see the napkin. This looks like some. Oh, it's a wrapper. This is some kind of wrapper.
Ah, that's...
Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Well, yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down, though.
So you gave that candy to Sakura.
I found a big box in it. I found a big box in it. The warehouse. I really liked them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them.
You really
She had a
like them
monopoly
that
on
much?
all the candy.
I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to change, to get a change to try one of her. Wait, oh my god. But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one of herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor.
Hina.
Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Okay. Nothing new about Othello. Yeah, and it's not telling us about that. So what? Oh no, that's just Kyoko.
That's just Kyoko. Let's see. We could check the magazine shelf.
Yeah, always a good plan.
No.
Oh, the locker. The same
Locker,
shelf
did you
full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. There's
Oh.
handprints. But the locker's open and they're on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra.
So then, maybe the killer hidden here until the locker room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility.
Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right?
Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door.
Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean?
Locker handprint has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
I mean, we're kind of suspecting Hina, but just another thing to take into account is that. Oh wait, no. I was thinking of like Toko because she's like a writing prodigy, but I was like, no, she writes romance. She doesn't write mystery novels. That would be different.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can leave here.
Chair. We'll do this. Chair. Chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we can get the door open. So evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it.
Okay.
Is that it? Do we get? Okay, we don't get a lead just yet. Let me see. Yeah, we looked up.
I think we're fine.
What
Did
else?
look at it. Let's see.
What about
Remember, R is lead.
It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monku file, Soccer died around 12 noon, so roughly an hour ago. Is that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? What did you say?
No. How long did he sleep?
R is to leave.
I need to examine the crime scene. Okay, cool.
Okay, so let's see.
We need to talk to
Maybe
Hina.
now we want to check the I'm just gonna say there is a piece of evidence on the magazine shelf. I don't know if we get it right now or.
Okay. And the same shelf full of magazines. It's all different kinds of magazines here. No, okay.
Okay, let's try talking to some people again.
Talk to Kyoko.
Hey,
Oh no.
No.
certainly.
Okay, let's talk to
see.
Kyoko again. Oh wait, no.
You already know who did it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we talked to him again. So.
We talked to Byakuya. If we examine Sakura's
The
body
door.
again.
The store is the only
yeah.
way in and out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to the inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on that door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, no doubt that the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. There's no evidence that the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside.
Rec room door has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Listen,
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation?
I like how she says general, like she says general, like, oh, there's your small brain kind of investigation. I'm like the grown up here, so I'm gonna tell you what's really going on, you know?
And she seems to be the expert in murder mysteries, so.
Yeah. Like I said, she's probably a cop. Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
so then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I decide you'll go in my place.
She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had an issue. Which is right. I do have to go talk to the others. Dang it, I am being a bottom. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say.
Oh.
door's only... Okay, what? Oh, I have to just... Okay.
Probably just leave, yeah.
Wait, I don't see it. Okay. No, okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Cool. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. Alright. Oh, that makes things easy at least.
At least we don't have to walk the entire way.
Who's first? Okay, just going in order.
Toko is like right next to us.
Yeah, Toko, yeah, like right
Or
over here.
two away from us, yeah.
I pressed the doorbell. After a few seconds. Alright, who we get this time? Oh.
Oh,
Who's there?
Ugh, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She even looked like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slittered out into the hall.
What do you want?
what do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something?
I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him.
What? She wanted to meet with Master 2? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it?
I admit, I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go.
Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Is that good enough? I'm going back to my room.
Fat Toko quickly retreated into her room. Okay.
Toko's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
So if Hiro is the last one, if he actually said he was with her, then it depends. This. Okay. I pressed the doorbell. After a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Do you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How do you know about that?
Could it be?
What? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wants to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she has Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Well. She asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong!
No way. I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, can you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro's feeling around his pockets.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. When he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Oh! Huh?
Excuse me?
What?
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again, shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw away. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to be with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just
suspicious.
Trash, but no way that's all there was to it. Because
Pocket trash has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
Hina said she was the only one who got it, and she gave it to Sakura.
She gave Sakura.
Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? Definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. So go to the Chem Lab, basically. I'm sure it must have come from the Chem Lab. So where should I start? We'll start at the Chem Lab and then...
I just don't think it's Yasuhiro. He just acts his normal self.
Yeah. He's still super goofy.
Like, it's just him, like, oh yeah, it's just him, like, yeah.
Let's just go to. The gate seems to be quite insistent about saying shut. Why do we have to deal with this? What? I didn't even...
Wonder where it goes.
Well, that's not a ceiling, that's just going up, so... Interesting.
It's gonna be the next section, probably.
Maybe. Well, I think, no, there was another section on floor 4. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's 6 chapters, sweetheart.
Yeah, so it'll open up so the next, it'll be like probably floor 5 or like a roof or something, and then on chapter 6 it might open up to whatever that was down there. That's just my theory. Or it could be vice versa.
Right.
Yeah, Chem Lab's on the 4th floor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Nope, that's Data Lab, and that's locked, so...
A locked room.
Wow. Never heard of it before. Yeah, here we go.
Oh?
Maybe I'll do a serious time.
Makoto, did you have your eye on the Chem Lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way.
Yeah, I got it.
I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand.
Sorry, but I only take orders from Kyoko. Boom.
And Junko.
No, she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. That's unfortunate.
What? Did someone just puke? What is this?
Somebody spilled something on. Somebody made a mess on the floor.
What a mess. This is my first time seeing this shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. Should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Okay, so I just brought
There are footprints there.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll go through all these first. And get to interesting bits. Let's see, what's on this shelf? All kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. Protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. Oh yeah, there's like Chem A2 on the thing.
Yeah.
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 So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving under section A. Oh, but wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Did someone put it in here on accident? Oh. So on this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are.
Wait, how do you say that? Reagents?
I've never said that word.
Okay. I'm sorry, okay. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring out chemical reactions. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must be it must truly be a bliss.
Isn't that kind of harsh?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application to the real world?
I mean, depends. What do you want on what you want to study? That's fine.
The words of the lifelong the words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well.
I didn't even say that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit, section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Okay. We have quite the reaction from that. On the shelf is one look I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers are okay. Okay, so I can try to find out more about the shelving unit. Okay. Reagents and then lethal chemicals. Okay. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from section A. What concerns me is that in section A there is a bottle with a label from section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there.
Chem Lab shelf has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Like, I don't understand why I didn't immediately assume she was poisoned. If she was just sitting in a chair, like, unless the killer, like, positioned them there, she would just be on the floor. Like...
No, again, suicide. She's doing it for Hina.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm saying, like, Makoto is just, like, assuming, oh, someone, like, attacked her and whatever. It's just like, no, you idiot.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. It's Chem C4. Oh no, it's gonna explode.
Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the fourth floor this morning, checking things out at that point. This room wasn't like this.
Then, this powder must have been still.
So, in other words...
That's right. It could have only been around the time of the incident.
If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow.
Source of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Okay. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint.
Unlike somebody.
There are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf.
How did these fruit prints? How did these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan.
By we, do you mean me?
How kind of you to offer.
The insufferable smirky handed me a piece of paper and a pen. What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop.
You're not my master. Okay. So I got to work, and before long... Well, I was just saying that because Toko just would have immediately been like, all like... Oh.
Toko was like, oh yes, master!
Before long, I draw a sketch of the room. Okay, I'm glad I didn't actually ask us to do anything. So how's this?
Not bad for you, I mean.
For me?
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that the whole left, it would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints, what's wrong with me? These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours?
No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said.
I see. Your feet, I cannot say it, what the hell. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big.
Ouch.
Griffin is so jealous right now.
No.
Unfortunately.
What are you guys even talking about? Like size 11 in men's.
I mean that you're jealous of Byakuya. Because he's the one inspecting the feet.
Oh, I thought you were calling me jealous of not having big feet or something like that.
No. No.
Unfortunately, I must admit, these are not your footprints.
Unfortunately, what? Whoa. Unfortunately.
But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to.
And these prints are a really valuable clue. Should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder.
There's 4 people.
What?
There's except for Makoto, there would be 4. Okay, there would be 3 people. It would be Byakuya, Hina, and
No.
Kirigiri.
I don't think it would be Byakuya because he already inspected it, and I assume he probably has a giant.
No. He did not inspect himself. He only inspected you.
Yeah, but well, okay, then it leaves it down to, so it can't have been Hiro who was inspecting that. This doesn't say anything about the culprit. It just says there's something that happened with that. So, it could have been Hina, Kyoko, Toko, or I guess Byakuya, which I don't know why.
No, Toko would have to be. He's like the biggest guy out there, bro.
Huh?
like, Yasuhiro is the biggest guy out there.
Yeah, but it said the prints were too big for ours.
No, our feet were too big for the prints.
Yeah. So the feet had.
You got the
footprints
The
had
feet
to be
are smaller than ours, so they have smaller feet than us.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, Yasuhiro is huge.
I didn't say Yasuhiro. I said Hina.
You said it. You oh my fucking! Just fucking keep going. I'm getting ticked off.
There's also a main.
My penis is too fucking small for this. Jesus Christ.
Is that where you're gonna use that excuse for everything? Looks like the bottle is labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on positioning of footprints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now.
Footprints in the powder has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook.
I've already taken a good look at the Chem Lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Alright? Okay, oh, no one got it going down like that.
This
I like orange.
Out the floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been new.
Oh, we're doing okay. Time's doing good, right? Oh, wow, we've gone through a lot. Okay.
Yeah, we have like 10 more minutes, I believe.
We have 20.
20, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're really close to finishing the investigation.
Yeah,
so.
I'm glad about that. So
We might have
trials soon.
Yeah.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going?
I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But that's all too convenient. Someone must be lying.
And that someone was probably lost Yasuhiro. Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress on my own. Or of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look over them one more time.
Okay, let me read. Okay. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines. Okay, Monokuma bottles. Okay. We'll start with the shelf of magazines.
Because that's the one we didn't get from before.
Yeah. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh, this magazine is upside down. Someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think?
Yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... Ooh. On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. This is like 11037 all over again.
This is framing though.
Yeah, it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it.
Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
a dying message?
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. So I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking.
Hey, is that says Toko, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Then she's the killer, right?
Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure.
This has happened like 3 times so far. Like freaking... I mean, well, at the beginning, well, everyone was accusing us, but there's still like the dying message. And then freaking... Well, and now, in last chapter, she was accusing Yasuhiro just because he was in the suit. And now, like, she's just like going straight for the gun.
Yeah, but like at least she has an alibi of like doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer.
I can see why you would think that, but it seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious.
Magazine dying message has been added to the truth bullets of your section of your handbook.
Okay. Then the bottles, then Sakura. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new. Well, they're holding chess pieces.
There's no
Hey.
queen.
What? There's no what?
There's no queen. There's no queen chess piece.
Oh.
The knight is on the floor, but the queen is not there.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't remember which one was on the floor. Okay.
Yeah. So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between the bottles. Pay careful attention, and you'll be sure to find it.
I like how you said between all the numbers, like, you're thinking back to 11037. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so there's a pawn, a rook, a bishop, a king, and that leaves out, if I'm doing my math correctly. Yeah,
Not the knight who is on the floor and the queen.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a perfect spot for each of them. Hey, Kyoko, can you just tell me what it is?
So...
The entire game in a nutshell. I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea.
Yeah, and also Isaac in a nutshell.
Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome.
11037 or 11037. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer?
I do trust you. To a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
Only to a degree.
Monokuma bottle has been updated in the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
Experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too.
Dang, first Byakuya, now she's telling us. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the Chem Lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the pieces. Or all the
With
glass,
that,
whatever.
Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but which choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Oh,
Sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Okay, is everything ready? Then let's get to work.
so what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the Chem Lab, and we're going to use it to compare the weights.
Compare the weights of what? I just
The
realized
pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact.
we have only 2 characters of each person now. So it's finally equal again.
Yep.
Why did you
Well,
not say
unless the
that?
16th student will mess that up.
Yeah, probably.
That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen,
First, let's compare the weight of 2 normal Monokuma bottles.
It's balance.
in other words,
This is giving me balance boat flashbacks from Wii Party. Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same.
Okay, which makes sense. Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now then, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see?
Well, a normal assumption would be I'd be able to balance out, or the pieces I collected would be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could miss some here and
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try.
there. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles, put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you.
Oh, dang it.
Monokuma bottle experiment has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Someone has the queen piece.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
but I don't
Sakura's body was
understand.
the other thing.
I don't understand the weight. Okay, so what? Let me see what she was saying before.
Let's see.
The results and correlation.
Griffin,
Don't think about
let me literally translate it to you. She was hit with 2 bottles.
There's 2 gaps on the shelf too.
Well, yeah. No, I'm just confused why one would be heavier than the other. I know about the queen.
Because if it's what if it's the pieces from 2 bottles on the floor?
Wait, what? Oh!
If she was hit with 2 bottles, there'd be more pieces.
Oh, I didn't
And they'd be
consider
heavier.
that.
And someone could have just taken the queen to make it
Yeah,
look like it was
I mean,
one.
either way, I would have known about the queen. So, okay.
Yeah.
According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out.
Thanks, this is hitting home. well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it.
Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversively used to, although there's still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. Remember how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal.
Well, like I said, if she was a cop or a detective, she would be used to it. That's why my theory would be very applicable here. Then how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past.
Okay, but without my theory, without that context, that sounds very wrong.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry. Never mind.
Hey.
Yeah, she's a cop.
More importantly, look here.
Is that... Oh, I was like, is that piss? I was like, oh wait, no, it's the chemicals.
Her
shoes?
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep?
Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Hey.
She dropped it.
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead she received 2 blows to the head.
The knight and the queen. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace on either one.
It's true.
So, that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Oh! Trial time! Wait, did we really... How much... Oh yeah, we are. Okay, we're right up around the mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoops! He had caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Thank you, Monokuma.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
The red
See
door
you
on the first floor.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Oh.
Here
You
we
said that out
are.
loud.
Alright, well, boys and girls, we will have
Boys
to...
and girls.
Whatever, I don't know. Max outro, I don't know.
Fellows and fellowettes.
Yeah, fellows.
It does not matter.
Anyways, yeah, we'll have to leave it here. So next time we will get to the class trial, and we'll find out who the Blackened actually is. Who killed Sakura, the giant ogre, as Hiro put it. Have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell,
And like too.
and we'll see you in the next one.
And
Bye.